come in with my parents to Dockyard and just watch these crazy people come in, bearded, hairy, charred from the sun. And I've always said I wanted to do it. And then when Dr. Fuller from the first Team Antigua, Team Wadadli, did it in 2015, it was kind of an eye-opener. And from then, that was the kickstart when I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm Jojo Nunes from Antigua. I'm 19 years old and I rowed across the Atlantic in the first pair from Antigua.
And then when I saw the first Antigua team did it, that's when I said, okay, definitely I can do this thing, because they just show that it's really possible for to, as Jojo said, to raise the funds and to, just harness everything that you need. Travis West from Team Antigua Pairs.
Peace and quiet. Being back now for a little while, it's tough. Going through every day, all the hustle and bustle is almost stressful, remembering how peaceful it was just to sit there and not have to do anything.
You hear all the gruesome stuff. A few will tell you, yes, it's fun, and you can, especially Dr. Fuller team, they tell you, yes, just go out and have a blast,
That's how the whole journey started. I wanted to do a solo, but my dad refused to have me do it solo. Then Travis came along and helped me, and he had the same dream as well, wanted to do it solo. So we said at least two is better than one.
A lot of people told me that I couldn't do it. A lot of people, I even heard voice notes of persons that I look up to, and then I realized that, hey, they really don't have my back. I don't have the support. So I have to prove to them that I can do it. I guess they know how the sea can be and how rough water can be in terms of, as they always say, out there have no friend,
We had a great time together, and like I said, I couldn't have done it with anybody else, because me being the person that I am, not liking company, I get frustrated really easily if there's somebody with me that doesn't want to cooperate or doesn't see the same things that I see.
But because of Jojo's sea life, he knew all of the gadgets inside out. He knew the boat inside out. So I just basically banked on that.
Disciplined, and he knows how to get a job done. And he's like, when you put your will and mind to something, you will get it done. And I feel like that combination works really well together.
But majority of it was self-training at home and all of that. And I would just check in with Jojo, make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to do, and just help both of us staying disciplined. And I did a lot of distance running and all of that. And I think that kind of transition with the stamina and all of that. And then going out there, actual rowing, it was just a matter of muscle memory. We had a coffee with Mark Slots. I felt like I was in a place, in terms of mental capacity and preparedness. I said, okay, I think I'm ready.
The first team, Dr. Fuller, he was the one that kickstarted it for me personally, making it seem that it's possible, that you can do it. There is a possibility, there is available funding in Antigua. The second one, Team Antigua, with Eli Fuller, John Watt, Nico, and Scott, they opened my eyes more and said, okay, we can have it as a competitive. We're not only going out to lime and have fun, we're going to go and race. We can keep an edge, and they are currently the second fastest team to row across the Atlantic Ocean. And the girls even better, because they're first 4 girls and first all 4 black team to go across.
Sometimes our parents would tell us as kids at times, you dream too much. Well, I can tell you for sure, here's the evidence that dreams do come true.
Antigua might be small, but we're all united as one and love this kind of event. We all come together, and all the support is incredible.
Game time.
They've come all the way from Antigua
to
row all the way back.
Just talking to some of the other rowers, everybody's had the same struggles. Sponsors not coming in until the last minute, just barely making it, and then having the lockdowns and having hard times training.
Well, for us, whatever it's come, we're gonna cut and go through.
You're gonna
Cut and go through.
cut and go through.
Yeah. You know, if we have to bite the bullet or to suck it up, and you know, as long as we maintain our friendship, and that is the most important thing, you know.
And we enjoy ourselves.
And we enjoy ourselves, of course.
Yeah, whose boat was this before?
Resilient X.
Ah, yes. So they were the pairs team of last year that
Yes.
broke the record.
Yes, so we
And it
have
was-
no excuse.
Just preparing for inspection, taking out the food out the cabin, already wrapped them.
That was the fastest 12 days of my life. I've never seen almost 2 weeks fly by like that. You know, we had a week and a half, or just under a week and a half of dealing with the boat while it was on land, and the days just flew by. They do an inspection, we lay all of our equipment out on the tarmac. They inspect it, make sure everything's up to standard, make sure we have all of the equipment. And all the other teams, they kept asking us when we were there if we were on some sort of drugs, because we were just so relaxed and calm. They were asking us if we were okay, if we knew what we were up against. And we said, yeah, well, there's nothing we can do, we're going to roll.
Feel all the nerves, you know? It's game time, baby.
It was just the weirdest feeling. Just felt like we were going out like for another training role, like, and it didn't hit us, or it didn't hit me at least, until the second or third day that we're out in the Atlantic. That wow, we just left. You know, we're going across the Atlantic.
The bigger picture is just the amount of people that you're inspiring, and especially during this COVID time, you know, when we did it, it was, you know, I mean, it was a situation where a lot of the world was virtual, everything, people working from home. So we had a lot of more people than normal, I would assume, you know, following the race.
Good morning, and welcome to the Wolf, day 3. Travis powering down. The beautiful sunrise this morning. Now we're making water. Wish us luck. And we were up there, we were doing pretty well. We were in 6th or 7th place, and being a pairs, you know, that was great motivation to get us keep pushing, to keep going.
And to be honest, it's more mental than physical, because your body and your muscles, everything gets so fatigued, and you think that because you're using your leg muscles and your back so often that they will actually build, but you actually lose because of the sleep deprivations. Yes, it's a personal accomplishment, but I'm thinking country, I'm thinking my teammate, I'm thinking my family. I can't let down. I even told Jojo, hey, if I give up on this, I can't go back home. How would I be able to face my children? You know, I would feel disappointed to not allowing him to complete his dream.
We never had any problems, not a bad word, never. I know personally, I didn't have any bad mind against Travis.
From the very beginning, Dr. Fuller was telling us to enjoy it, and we had Big John on our team who was telling us, hey, be competitive. So it was a battle of two evils, you know, and we were like in the middle, and we knew what our goal was, but at the same time we respect what they were both telling us. And at first we set off with Big John, of course. Well, that was basically no conflict, and that we agreed on that. We didn't had any issues or anything. And Big John was like, just go hard as possible. Y'all are young, fit, y'all had a really good boat, just go as hard as you can. So we decided, yeah, we're going for the record. And on Christmas Day, so happened that we were experiencing worst weather that we could have ever experienced. And that's when we had to stop, went on power anchor for about 40-something hours.
Merry Christmas from Team Antigua Piers. We're stuck on para anchor now, but we hope to move off in a few hours' time and start making some headway back to Antigua.
Merry Christmas, man. It's a good vibes. When the weather hit, that's when we realized what Doc was really telling us and how gruesome it can be out there. And we just made the most of it.
Competitive part of the race was out when we weren't going to break the record. That was confirmed, you know, we had such slow weather. So, you know what, let's just make the best of it. And we took our time and enjoyed it.
Good plate size for us. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
Fried fish.
And from the time we caught our first fish, and Jojo went in his element, and we did the first one, we cut them in steaks and boiled it in jet boil and made some seafood pasta, and that was amazing. then local music, yeah, on the ocean. How we live life, you know, good vibes. Hey, buddy. It's glass calm right now. Dead. But things getting better. By weekend, I will fly home. I grew up in a place called Spanish Town. Oh, my prison over. That one ain't exclusive on the ocean. I grew up in a place called Spanish Town.
It's about 9 o'clock at night, and this uncle gone for a swim. Papi, you need help.
Out I shall go.
Don't worry, he's tied on, and I'm holding the rope. Yeah, man, you idle.
Bullshit.
That's when we were down and out a little bit. They got 3 teams past us, and then we kind of pulled ourselves together and said, hey, you know, let's not lose sight of it. Let's push and go past these teams. And we did. You know, the first day we passed one. We passed the first 4 women's team, and more people you passed it gave you more adrenaline, more push to go.
As Jojo said, if whatever we had to deal with, we just dealt with it. We consult with each other and said, hey, and of course our team, and we just did what we had to do.
We never had one bad word. Nothing. I mean, it was pretty much like the first team. You hear Doc say a lot about it, Dr. Fuller, that they never had a bad word.
No, and you'd think that a 19-year-old can't teach somebody, but I mean, he taught me a lot of the things, and I can now navigate my way on my own, you know. So we heard our alarm, AIS alarm going off, and we realized that there is a vessel, and here it is, a little green triangle, and the vessel name is Mother Magnitude. In the night, that's when I really, I appreciated it much more. The calm, even when it was rough, just with sometimes you're seeing shooting stars, probably saw enough shooting stars can give everyone in Antigua a wish,
I love the marine life, no matter how many times we saw dolphins, I always sat down and said, whoa, look at these amazing creatures. They followed us. We had a whale follow us for a week, and I just said, why is it following us? And every day we saw it, we stopped and took time to admire it. And like I said, Antigua is small. We're only limited to these borders. The animals have the freedom to go wherever they want, and I took the solitude as a freedom. There's no rules out there. You can do whatever. We had the rules to basically keep the door closed, keep your hatch on, keep your strap on, but there's still a lot of freedom. You can do whatever you want.
We look forward to the nights when we go on the phone and we will speak to family members and touch base and just appreciate nature,
So we rode about 12 hours consistently during the day together. And then about 8 o'clock at night, when the sun had gone down and the cabin had cooled off a little bit, cool enough to go and lie down, one of us took our first break. You went in, lied down for your 2 hours. You had your 2 hours to eat, clean yourself, sleep. I think for about a week when we had really, really nice weather, 25 knots, 30 knots of breeze, consistently from the right direction. We were one of the fastest boat in the fleet. And that's pretty good considering that we're a pairs team. We were flying, we were loving it. That was the best 2 weeks that we had in a month. And it was just great. We loved having 20 knots of breeze, having the adrenaline rush of surfing down a wave and almost capsizing.
Yeah! And I was still talking about
And that was kind of what kept us going. Every time we saw a big wave, we kept saying, okay, we're going to get this one. And you just surf one and you push hard. If you can get 3 waves in a row, you travel a mile in no time. We look at the weather, we say, okay, this is what we'll do today. And we did it. I don't think there was one day that we ever did less than we wanted to achieve by the end of the day.
From the wolf. Support the Rotary and take us on down. Pick up the Atlantic campaigns. 3,000 miles. 3,000 miles. We just rode 3,000 miles. From La Calvera to Antigua. From La Calvera do what we got in the eternity.
So today is the end of day 44 and we have a beautiful sunset there to sign off in the day, and the moon is coming up. It's almost full moon, and full moon this year, not this year, this month is called the Wolf full moon, and it is predicted to come on Thursday, the same day that we hope to be back in Antigua. And that's funny because our boat name is Wolf, and it's really cool and a real nice coincidence.
I'm sailing yacht called Valquest. When they passed us, well, they came pretty close, and you know, we looked at each other and said, "Jojo, that's how humans look," you know, because we didn't see anybody. You know, we saw, as Jojo said, one sailing yacht in the distance. Yeah, and they go in the same place. So we realized, okay, Antigua is really close, you know.
There they go, Team Antigua, about 205 miles away. Just go down and check the GPS.
Then the helicopter came out and saw us on the second to last day, and that was a real boost for us. You know, we saw the people, our loved ones. My grandmother came out and Travis's sister. It was great just to see people, and they stuck around for a while, passed really, really close, and that put a really, really big smile on my face, pushed our egos. You know, Travis didn't want to sleep that night,
and he said, "Papi, guess what I can see?" And I was like, "You can see land?" And he said, "Yes." It was just a moment of silence. It was just a numb feeling. I just finally made it.
Words can't describe the feeling. As we start to approach land, boats start coming around with loved ones and families, everyone that we love. My grandfather came out.
The finish line is right there, you know. I got up, start dancing, sat back down, and start rowing again. And as we passed the line, you know, it was just a moment. Looked at Jojo and was like, we finally did it. We did it, you know. And it was just all joy and excitement. And turn on the music at full blast.
All I could do was just sit there and breathe. All the noise, I could hear horns. It just goes silent, you know. You just sit there in the moment. It just sounds like you're in heaven for a second.
You know, when we pulled up to the dock and I saw my children, saw my mom, saw family members, and, you know, people just congratulating us, and Jojo family, and everybody was happy that, you know, we finally made it back home. And that was a big thing for me, just to make sure that he's back safe, and as long as we get back safe, and we did, and that was what really matters, you know.
Not having stood up properly for almost 50 days is tough. You stand up and you're a little bit wobbly. You try and walk around, you can't walk in a straight line.
So surreal, you know. Sometimes, even a few days after, I look back and I was like, wait, did I row an ocean?
And then we went upstairs at Copper and Lumber and had food. Probably the best fried chicken that I've ever had.
Coming from my background, where I don't have much people who are into the sea and things like that, when you're stepping out of your total comfort zone to do something that can inspire a lot of people. I realized that I had the media, so I just used it, and it just, you know, just went off.
Everybody keeps telling us that we're doing great, so I mean, everybody can't be lying. So we just, you know, stay positive and do what we have to do.
No, we're not lying at all, and that is excellent. That's so inspiring, Travis. Absolutely inspiring.
We prepared by listening to other people's experiences, and as we go through, you know, we just cut and go through, you know, and that was a big phrase that we used, and whatever we experience, we just cut and go through. We just keep going, you know, just keep persevering and just do what we had to do.
Team Antigua has made it safe across the Atlantic Ocean in 47 days, 6 hours and 57 minutes. Give it up for them!
The team that helped us put together our management team, if you want to say that. Main one being Dr. Fuller, and my dad. They were really above and beyond what we asked of them, and made sure that we did go through with this race. I mean, there were some points when we were training as well that, we said, is this going to be possible? Even with COVID setting us back, they pushed us through and did whatever they could, called certain people, made things happen, more than we could have ever imagined. So thank you to them, Dr. Fuller, my dad, Terrence, Big John, and JD, and Scott. Unlike other teams where they just have a weather rotor, we had a connection with our weather guy, Steve. And it was just, I don't think we could have had a better combination of people on our team.
But that was one of the things that kept me going, because I knew a lot of people didn't have my back. So I had to prove to them and prove to other persons in Antigua that maybe want to take on the role but don't have the experience that, hey, it's possible. When people ask if I would do it again, yes, I would love to do it again, but I wouldn't want to take the opportunity from somebody. I would love for other people to actually get to experience what we saw out there.
It has opened my mind a lot. It has proven to me, that you can't just let any small opportunities pass, You can't let anything go by and, without turning the page and saying, well, there might be something more to this than what it seems.
What's up, baby? Boy, today I come out, You mean that? Don't make the sun down inside here. Cool now, baby. God nah sleep. Look how me come